joining in. So hello everybody that's watching. We see you guys out there. I've got Alexis Taylor Interiors here, and I'm excited. They have been my Woman Wednesday this month. They went through a branding session with me. What was it, last month?
I think it was early February, right?
Well, we took Valentine's
Was it
pictures.
that far back?
That's the only
Jeez,
reason
okay.
I know.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We took some content for Valentine's Day. I do remember that, and it was right before Valentine's Day. But so we decided to highlight them this month, and we wanted to bring them on to tell a little bit about, you know, their business. And, you know, basically I just wanted to have you guys introduce yourselves and kind of where it all began for you guys with your business and interiors and that sort of thing.
Well, Alexis and I partnered up about 5 years ago. But we had a long professional relationship before then. I had a drapery workroom in my former life, and Alexis was my client. And then I became Alexis's client when I needed some consulting for my personal home. So we had known each other a long time, and decided to you know, have a go at doing something together.
Awesome. And so that was started. So you guys went in together 5 years ago. And what were you doing at that time, Alexis?
I had a design firm working on my own. I was really like a one-man shop doing full service interior design. I came from a commercial background. I did a lot of commercial design for many years, and then transitioned to residential, and I had been working for years lonely by myself, with clients, but and when Taylor actually came to me and said, I want to do something together, we had decided like we really wanted to do something different, not the same, just partner up as a traditional design firm. And we really like noodled on stuff for a while and came up with some ideas that we were excited to do, and it worked, and we love it. And so now we're really, you know, we eventually kind of became one company entirely and do everything together. So yeah.
Awesome. So do you guys do you still do commercial and residential?
We do almost all residential, unless it's commercial. Sometimes our residential clients will want our help with their commercial spaces. And since I really have a lot of experience from way back 20 years ago, we can do it, but
our focus is residential for the most part.
That's where our heart is.
That's what, okay. And right. Where would you say, like, are you just Atlanta? Are you kind of do you spread out? Like, what is your area?
We work mostly in Metro Atlanta, but we've worked all over the United States. So we've had clients in, you know,
New York, Nashville, Florida, but probably 90% of what we're doing is here, because part of the ideal situation would be that we would go to your house and meet and see and know the neighborhood and the house and the homeowner and see all the way they live their life. So sometimes there's a scenario where that may, especially like with new builds, that doesn't really come into play. But most often, that's how we get to the success of a project, because we are there to be intuitive and see what the environment's like. So we try to do it in somewhat the local area, but all over the city.
Right. Correct. Not limited to. Gotcha. And tell me about like you said, that brings me to my next question. So you guys do design build. So you guys, are you from start to finish, or like, what are your different packages that you offer your clients?
So we are different than a traditional interior design firm in that it is not required that you work with us from start to finish. Some people specifically want that, but a lot of people are looking for professional advice, and just professional advice and not the project management. So we are different in that we are willing to work with our clients and focus on that expertise, and then let them handle as much of the project management as they want to handle. So sort of our smallest offering is just straight consulting with no, specifications or selections. Sometimes people have a renovation that they're thinking about and they just need professional guidance in hashing out the first few steps. And then we go all the way up to construction drawings and documents.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's a large span there. That's awesome. Let's see. So tell me some of your favorite projects that you've had since you guys have been together the last 5 years. Like one stand out to you.
That's a good one.
I know.
Go ahead.
I think what's really fun about the way we work, because we are able to do these smaller span on some of these projects, we do more. And like the coolest thing is that we really get to know so many people and get to ask all the questions about how they live and like what they need. So it's funny, like I feel like there's so many people that we walk out and we're like, wow, I can't believe they do this. What a good idea. They have this and they do this. And oh, wow, I didn't know their kid's school has this and their dog is so, like, I feel like we just get so much energy, like from all of the people, not everybody, but and just because we get so much time in their home, and we really, it's our job to get to know them and what they need. Like, it's so hard to pick out like one or two.
I would say I really enjoy working with clients who are a bit adventurous and trusting. Those are the people that we really, I think where our work shines is when they say, okay, I really trust your expertise and I'm willing to like push and see where you go with this. And I think that's where our best work comes out, and oftentimes where the relationship feels the best and things flow really easily.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Well, and I love the fact keep thinking about it. Like, I love the fact that you guys do offer the smaller offerings to the larger offerings. It's a really nice, because, some people don't need, like, I've done some remodeling in my house, and my husband's a superintendent. And so like, he knows some of the stuff, but there's still these little pieces that we need help with, but we don't need the full gamut, So it's nice that
and
that's
that was
offering.
really purposeful because, after working for years doing full service design, there were so many cases where people who I loved, like my best friend's parents or my neighbors or somebody, that they'd want some help. And I really couldn't step away for 3 hours from like some large projects that we were like committed to. And so we'd have to say no. And that was so frustrating to either say no, or even more so, to overpromise and to show up and then fall behind and work at night. So this felt like if we could really dedicate our time and certain days and certain areas of what we do, that we could provide that to people. And we can do it for builders. Like, we have contractors that'll say, my clients need you. They need help. We're going to tear some stuff apart. We don't know what to do. Can you do it? And then they take it back over. Same with designers, even, who we do a lot of construction drawings and renovations. And designers will say, I am soft goods and I'm going to sell them furniture and I'm going to do all that, but I don't have time to draw in CAD and, do the space planning of this kitchen on top of it. So we'll do that portion. And it's like really by design that we can now do
these smaller
things for the good people who have good projects, but just don't need a year-long commitment of design help.
Right. And just so you know, we have some people viewing today. So if you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments, and we will definitely portray those here and get you some answers coming back. But on first let me ask you this. I know this sometimes is a hard question, but what is your favorite paint color?
People ask us that.
It's an ever-changing answer. I know right now, and I'm really loving white truffle.
Oh yeah.
Sherwin-Williams white truffle.
It's like, yeah,
Okay.
it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
The problem is, it's like saying, who is your favorite child? Like, there is a great white, there are great whites and light neutrals. There are great blacks, and there are great, really saturated colors. I mean, it's really so hard, but I think it personally, like, I am more color and Taylor is more neutral, but we're like, it is, and we kind of are
Nice
like,
balance then.
we're spreading it to each other.
Okay, well, Alexis, then if you had a color to pick, even if it's not a paint color, what's your favorite like color shade? Like, are you more pink? Are you more greens? Are you more?
Gosh, I don't know. I would say,
Your island colors.
I know, I have the color I painted my kitchen island, which is like a dark tealy green. I painted it like 12 years ago and I still love it. I've repainted my kitchen and I still keep going back to that. It's like, I do think sort of those blue green colors. At the end of the day, I always go back there. Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. I have so Kelly asked a question. She asked, how would you describe your personal styles?
So I think mine is, well, I've seen too much. I go round and round. I change all the time because I love everything at its best. Like we do so many great versions of different styles. But like my own house is kind of like hand-me-down eclectic chic. I have a lot of funky art, lots of colors, some really, yeah. I mean, my front door is like robin's egg blue. I mean, it's just a big mix of colors and textures and art and sound things. So it's a little, it's eclectic. It's eclectic.
What about you? What about you, Taylor?
It's so hard to say because, and Alexis and I have had this conversation before, is that any style done right is really, I always find it appealing. Anything from super modern to super traditional, you know, if it's done really, really well, I love it. I think
I agree.
my favorite style is mid-century modern, and my home does not reflect that, but but it's always what, you know, when I find myself again and again when I say, if I see a picture or, you know, a home and I go, oh, I love that, it's mid-century.
Yeah, really pretty. Okay, I have another question from Etsy Talkers. Do you think the wallpaper trend is here to stay?
It's been going on a long time. You know, I mean, historically, like the wealthiest people were the people who could have wallpaper. It's always been sort of like that special extra. And I think when it went away, when it started to be like, ew, she has wallpaper all over her house, was when it became like the masses, you know, and they were trying to do it kind of in every room for every person. And I think what we've gone back to is sort of like, it's for those special little spaces, those extra accent walls and little jewel box powder rooms and like really special homes or spaces. And so now I think it'll stay like that forever. And there's so many incredible wallpapers. Like, so, oh my gosh, they're so much fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's so much fun to see, like from my vantage point, working with interior designers, seeing how they use it. I mean, yeah, granted, I mean, I've seen tons of powder baths done with it. But I mean, recently I saw a dining room and it was gorgeous, you know, and it's just like, wow. I mean, I think it's beautiful and it really does help to add a texture to the wall and freshen things up. So let me see, what other questions do I have here? Let's switch over. So we've talked about a lot of the interior design elements in your business. Is there anything else that you guys would like to add about your services or your business?
I think we kind of covered the package. You know, I guess one other thing that I, you know, that is an important part of our business is flat rate pricing. And again, that was by design. We really love going into a project when the client feels really comfortable because they know exactly what to expect. They know exactly what our process is and what's going to happen. And they also know like what they're, what investment they're making right from the beginning. And we have just found that that has really helped ease any kind of anxiety that our clients have about the process, and lets us just dig right in and get to the designing and problem solving portion of the project, and just really takes all that pressure away from all of us. And it's been a really great, I think it was one of the best things that we did when setting up our business, and has just allowed us to do our very best work for our clients.
So when you're saying flat rate, you mean versus hourly? Okay. Wow, I didn't realize that. That's something I just
and they're all
know about you
posted
guys.
on our website too. So it's flat rate. There's a system how we price, and it's completely transparent. And you can go on our website and see if what we're offering is something that you're interested in, and if it is, then we can talk further. But but our goal is to give you as much information up front as possible, even before getting on a phone call.
Because we really want to work with who wants to work with us, who likes to work this way, and we're not for everybody.
Right.
There's so many great designers in Atlanta that we love too. And I think it's a matter of how you like to work, and if it's the way we work. And so really, when we talk to people, we say, let's just see if we're a fit. And if we're not, we'll help you find your fit. Yeah.
Yeah. And as I have found by doing it that way, you eliminate a lot of the back and forth as well. So it saves you time in the long run. I have a couple other questions coming in from JLS Design. She's asking, with your flat rate, do you offer set packages, or do you price by the job?
We offer set packages up to a certain point. When we get into full service, for those few people, we then would do a proposal, and it's a flat, it's a fee that we do per job. But for the majority of our clients, it's the rates that we have listed on our websites, and they're typically done by room, by type of project, and by room, and by how many rooms. So we do it a little differently, whether we're doing drawings or selections, or both.
Gotcha. Also, another question from Kelly Ann here. It says, there's so much out there. How do you decide on what you're going to present to your clients? And I'm assuming they mean
Kelly,
by style client. And
Are you asking because you think we're crazy? No.
Oh.
Yeah. Glad you're watching, Kelly. There is your things with the utmost care.
So there are infinite choices out there, and you could really go down the rabbit hole of the internet and everything that's offered. The first thing that we start with is, looking at our clients, what is their style? So that's going to give us a direction, and we take cues from not only what they tell us, but what we see in their own homes. And then, budget also plays a role in it. So sort of where they feel comfortable spending. And then, there are some other factors, such as, for upholstery, we know our clients are going to want to sit on a $6,000 couch that they're about to buy. So, that puts us in a direction there. And from there, it gives us enough guidance to then hone in on where we're looking and what we ultimately present to the client.
And we do, in our process, we're pulling a lot of things, and we're making, I think what is tricky for homeowners, even sometimes in the simplest spaces, is bringing it together. Because if you find one piece you love, well, that may not take care of the whole room, and what goes with it, and what are the complementary pieces. So we really spend a lot of time pulling in a cohesive scheme. And by the time you get through budget, size, durability, all those things, and a cohesive scheme, they kind of just come together. And a little like just
Yeah.
feel. I mean, we've been doing this a long time. We really know the products that are out there. So it's not like
Right.
when we walk, but it's not as overwhelming because it's the stuff we see every day. We know these products inside and out. It's easy for us to
Right.
dig.
Right. Well, and that's what, like, I was just talking to an interior designer yesterday about this, is like, it's not about, for me, when I see what you guys and your talent, and I'm just so fascinated because, of course, I've tried to do stuff in my home and no. It's like one of those Pinterest things, like you see it on Pinterest and then
Yeah.
this is the fail right here when I do it. But it's like you can get that chandelier or you can get that thing that you see in the picture, but it's bringing it all together into a space and making, like you said, it feel cohesive and somehow it all goes together. And then some of these interior designers that I work with are able to pull in, I've seen you guys do this, like stuff that the client already has, but somehow incorporate it in the design to where it flows and it feels like it was bought together, even though it was bought 10 years ago. So like that kind of stuff just blows me away with the talent that comes with interior designers. And it's definitely, in my opinion, definitely worth the investment. So so I don't think we have any more questions. Did you guys have anything else on your end about the business side and interior design?
Not that I can think of.
Do you have anything, any fun events
we
or projects that you're
We
planning
have
on?
the highlight of our
We are going
our
to
season.
a conference. We're leaving on Sunday in Austin.
And neither of us have ever been to Austin before. So we're like really excited.
It's such a cool
right
city.
downtown and
Yeah, and it's a conference for
awesome.
female small business owners. So we are very excited to be in the presence of other women who are doing what we're doing. And our goal is to learn a few things, meet some new friends, and come back sort of refreshed and with some fresh ideas to bring back it to our firm.
That's so fun. I can't wait to hear about it. That's exciting. I didn't even know that was going on. Is it more towards interior design?
they're creative, more creative people, because we've seen the woman that runs it. We saw her speak at a function at ADAC. So I definitely think designers are part of her core business. But I know that there's others. So I don't know if it's all just creative. It's probably photographers. You could come with us. I know, right?
I don't know if I can get ready that quick, but I would like to hear more about it. Yeah, that sounds so exciting. Someone's asking, what is the conference called?
The Brim.
The Brim, BRIMM, the Brim Retreat.
Yeah. In Austin.
We saw her.
Okay.
We saw
Very
her
cool.
speak, and we're
I'll have
like
to check that out.
really blown away by her. And she just like really.
Who are you talking?
Sally Holder.
Sally Holder. And so then we were like, let's just go for it. And then it was kind of a nice little getaway somewhere new too. So
we'll be coming back with a lot of inspiration.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear. Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you guys take from that. I'm sure you're going to get a lot of good information to bring back and incorporate. I just had someone else ask me, what is your website URL? Can you guys say that out for them?
AlexisTaylorInteriors.com.
Awesome. So yeah, go check them out. Check out their offerings. Check out their photos. And speaking of photos, let's transition into. First of all, I met you guys from doing an interior shoot with you.
Yes.
Last year. It was last fall, and I haven't posted any of those photos because I always try to give the client time to post them. But I did come across them today, and I'm like, I need to get some of those out. But I wanted to get through Woman Wednesday first. But we worked on an interior shoot last year. I believe it was a half day, and we went to like 2 or 3 locations.
It was a full day.
I remember it was crazy.
Crammed into a half a day.
It was a full day. Well, yeah, because we. Yeah. So, but had a blast. Can't wait to share those photos. But recently, in February, we did the branding shoot. and which I offer a personal branding experience. I love working with women entrepreneurs and helping them tell their story through their social media and website, and help them where I can just to look better online, because let's face it, a lot of our stuff since COVID is online. So we did the personal branding experience, and first I want to ask you, what made you guys book the personal branding experience?
We felt that we wanted to better connect with our clients and potential clients and other, and peers as well. And that really our online presence wasn't showing who we were. And we really, we know design, but we don't know, branding is not our area of expertise. And we just knew that we needed some help with that. And we thought that a branding shoot really made a lot of sense in our effort to better connect with our people.
Now, at that time, were you guys doing all your own social media?
Well, yeah. I mean, we had people that were helping us with our website and some of that, but social, we were trying our best
and struggling.
Yeah, we really made a big push.
Okay, and so now you guys have, starting this year, I believe, you guys got your own social media and marketing person.
Amazing.
And how's that working?
Because it's actually getting done, and people are liking the posts. Yeah. And it's really been, it's felt very easy because we have the person who helps us, and we have beautiful photographs to go, that complement her efforts. So we feel pretty well set up for success with the support that we have.
Gotcha. And what let me see, what was what was your what was your experience with the personal branding experience? Was it what you were expecting? Was it more than what you were expecting? What did you get out of it?
Definitely for me, I am not a shy person, but I'm a little camera shy. You might have had to shake me up a few times. But I will say, I enjoyed it. Now that, leading up to it, I had anxiety, having to figure out what to wear and how to stand. I think the next time I won't have that kind of anxiety, and I do think it was enjoyable. I think the photos were so much more and so much better than we even thought they could be. I mean, we trusted you going in. We just didn't trust ourselves. But they were great. And the feel of the photos were the perfect expression of what we were trying to feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think, and then the planning part of our experience, we really put together what you guys were needing for your blog post, for your website, so I feel like when we came to that shoot, we were prepared. And although you have anxiety, which I feel like everybody has anxiety before they get in front of the camera, me included, I am not, I mean, I do it and I still don't like it. But with all the planning and the strategizing that we did ahead of time, those were things that you didn't have to worry about.
It was amazing. I mean, we do a lot of not a lot, but we, as designers, we all are doing photo shoots of spaces. And when we walked away that day, one thing we had said was we did more planning for even the interiors, of that shoot. In the background, we used a client's house. So we wanted to make sure that we had the right coffee mug and the right, and we planned ahead a little better than we typically do for the photo shoots of the interiors only. And when we walked away, we said, we should do that. We should do all our interior shoots just like we did the branding shoot, just without this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I think that when I was working with you, I also love that we incorporated some of the holidays that were coming up, and we put those into the content, so you guys would have those for certain days to post. And that was really
Julie, our social media person, who said, "Here's your list. I'm going to want to post this, so just get some pictures." And then we kind of came up with it. So that I feel like that was really helpful for all of us that she
gave us some prompts. It was nice because you really were helpful in helping us plan so that when we showed up, we were ready to go. We did the prep work that we needed to do ahead of time, and it was a decent amount of work, but we knew exactly what to do because it had been planned so well. So we knew what we needed to bring and what we needed to do. And then when we got there, it was just all about getting those shots.
Yeah, and it's not as overwhelming because we've done so much planning on the front end. That's how I always feel about it when I personally have a branding shoot. Is it's like if you do the work up front, then it makes the shoot that much easier and you get more out of it. And we had a ton of photos from y'all's shoot, like a ton. But I was so happy with all of them. Like I've had a hard time picking out like favorites. And speaking of the images, I know you guys have used them on social media. I love how you're using them on social media. You've used some on your website. Is there any other place that have you been able to use them for any editorial purposes?
One thing that one of the reasons that we wanted to do the branding shoot specifically was for our blog. So we've been doing a blog for a little while now, and we always at the top of our blog have a picture of us, and for a while it was us taking a picture of ourselves with an iPhone, and your photos are much better. Let's say that. It wasn't cutting it.
Thank you.
One place where we found a lot of value in the images are specifically for our blog, which is also on our website, but is sort of its own separate thing.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. It's also, I will say, and you may have not done it yet, but it's always nice to have those pictures in your back pocket if an editorial piece comes up. Because generally, editorial does not say, okay, can you get me a picture in 4 weeks? They're usually like, can you get me a picture tomorrow? So the fact that you guys have that catalog of photos that you can just put out is nice.
We're doing a silent auction item for a charity event next weekend, and the theme of this gala is champagne toast. Like it's a celebratory champagne toast and the invitation has champagne, and so they asked for a picture for the silent auction thing, so I gave them one of the images of us holding champagne glasses and cheering. Awesome. They must have thought we did it for their event. I was so tickled.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you had it in your back pocket. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. So with the personal branding experience, would you do it? It sounds like you guys got a lot out of it. Would you do it again? And if so, how often would you guys would need to do?
We're already planning on it. We think it's going to be once every 6 months just to keep things fresh. Because we're using the images for social media and for our blog and everything. We think it's going to be probably once every 6 months just to keep things fresh.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I always like to hear it because some people say 3 months, 6 months. Sometimes people say a year. So I just was curious how often. I'm hoping to have package deals where if you book more than one a
we
year,
love packages, so
incentive.
that's right up our alley. So
I'm working on it. What advice would you give to people if they are looking to do a personal branding experience?
I think to not be anxious about the investment. It is an investment, but I think even we're surprised how useful the images have been. That we had some ideas about what we were going to use them for, and that we've used them for far more than what we expected. So I would say that it is to not be anxious is a very valuable investment. And I think the other thing I would recommend to people is just to be prepared. As much work you can do on the front end, the better.
Gotcha.
I think, this is true with everyone that you work with, but I think working with someone like you who is not just taking the pictures, but really is communicating from beginning to end. Like, these are the things we're going to want to do. Here's some ideas of what to wear and how to do it. And here's a person that can help with hair and makeup. And this is when you're going to get the pictures. And here's what you can do with them. All of your coaching was also a lot of value. And somebody else who might be able to take headshots is not going to necessarily be able to offer the whole cohesive plan. And I think the cohesive plan for people who are not professionals in branding really is so impactful. You know, I mean, we have really come to value the expertise of everyone, of all of our experts, you know, just like we would do for somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I definitely love what I do. I love working with women entrepreneurs and I love helping them in any way. And I've told you guys this before, if there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know. Because I really do love seeing, you know, you guys be
And
successful.
you love pushing us out of our shows.
So, and I'm excited.
Instagram Live.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, me too. Me too. You know, I've always been one behind the camera, and I have here, you know, in the past few years, all of us have had to get in front of this camera, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, like, so I get it. So I'm right there with you. And that's why I try to make the process as easy as possible and make people feel as comfortable as possible and just have fun. And you mentioned makeup, and I just got to give a shout out to my Teresa Stone out there. I haven't seen her pop on, but I'm sure she'll see the recording of this, but she is my girl. So she does an awesome job with makeup. So, yeah, she's fun. And I'll be honest with you, when we do the branding experience, I feel like it's just a girls' day. Like, we have Teresa there, we have me, we have my female assistant, and we have a great time. I really, really enjoy it. And then, like I said, what is even more enjoyable to me is seeing how my clients are using the images to promote their business and elevate their business. And you guys have definitely done that. If you look at their Instagram, you know, you can see the change from where they were doing their Instagram themselves, and then they got a marketing person, and then they got the images, and it looks beautiful and very cohesive. So I'm very happy for you guys. And I'm excited to work with you again. I saw you guys booked an interiors day today. Yeah. So I'm excited to work with you guys again and see more of your talent and capture that so that you guys can show it off. If you guys have anything else to add, I think we're pretty much done. Unless you guys have something else to add.
It was fun. It was a little
fun
scary.
adventure that you gave us.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad it worked out. And like I said, I'll keep looking for those photos, and we'll start posting some of your interiors now that we've done the Woman Wednesday. And yeah, everybody that's watched, thanks for hanging out with us. If you have any additional questions, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram or an email. I'm at catmax@catmaxphotography.com. And you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for your time.
Bye.
All right. Take care.